What's up, church? It's Pastor Hassan, and here's what's coming up for the week. Tonight at 7 o'clock, we're going to have the Tuesday Bible study. We didn't meet on Sunday for the 2 o'clock discussion group to talk about the sermon, so now's your chance. If you want to talk about what it is that we looked at on last week's Sunday and looking at this first, the little introductory statement at the beginning of Jesus' model prayer, the Lord's Prayer, where he teaches us, pray then like this, our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. We're going to discuss that and how it applies to our lives, what that means for us. And so we have an opportunity to do that together tonight at 7 o'clock via Zoom. So join us for that if you can. And then prayer meeting this week is going to take place tomorrow on Wednesday at 7 o'clock in the evening. And I'll do my best to send out the invitation for that before the day is over. I messed around and forgot to send one at all on last week Wednesday, but thankfully, or last week Thursday rather, but thankfully people were still able to join in. So that's happening, prayer meeting tomorrow at 7 o'clock in the evening. And then on Friday, we'll have our Friday devotional. This week, Lord willing, we're going to be looking at this second petition in the Lord's Prayer. So we saw, hallowed be your name. Now we're going to see your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. And so just ahead of that, we'll kind of dive into some of the themes that will show up in that petition. We'll explore some of that a little bit from other places in the Bible. But that's going to get posted by 9 o'clock at the latest. I've been trying to post it super early. Well, I think last week, Friday, it got posted by 6:30, but for those who are up and about at that time, I'll try to get it posted early, and then you can check that out if you would like. And then on Sunday, we're going to have our in-person gathering as normal at 10:45 right here at the church. And for those of you who aren't able to make it or who don't feel quite comfortable just yet, we will also live stream the service, so don't worry about that. So the service will take place here at 10:45, and then we will have the discussion group following the service at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Zoom. So we'll resume that this coming Sunday for those of you who would like to join in for that. And then also to round out the day, we're going to have the adult Sunday school, which is going to take place at its normal time at 6:30. So that's what's coming up for the week. And before I sign off, I want to leave you with our new verse. So we're into February now, and remember, we're working through Colossians chapter 1, verse 15 to 23. Last month really, we looked at just verse 15, which says about Jesus, he is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn over all creation. And now we're going to go into verse 16. But the trick is we're actually going to add verse 16 to verse 15. So don't forget verse 15. We're going to add more to what we're looking at. And I'll see if I don't know if I can remember, but he is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn over all creation. For by him all things were created that were created. Let me just look at it. This one gets a little bit wordy, so it's going to be a little bit more. It's going to involve a little bit more work in terms of memorizing it, but it's well worth it as we consider. It's always worth it to memorize God's word and to meditate on that. And here we're particularly meditating on who Jesus is. And it says this in Colossians chapter 1, verse 16, for by him all things were created that are in heaven and that are on earth, visible and invisible, whether thrones or dominions or principalities or powers, all things were created through him and for him. So we're going to add that, verse 16 to verse 15, and then at the end of February, Lord willing, we'll recite that, both of those verses together, taking in what it teaches us about these glorious truths that they teach us about who Jesus is, our great God and King. So work on that, and then we'll recite it together, Lord willing, at the end of the month. In the meantime, everybody take care, and we'll talk to you later. All right. God bless.